everyone! Today I thought I would film a sort of pre-Christmas end-of-year haul. I've been collecting these since the end of October, and typically I don't get books for Christmas, which is weird. So I think if I'll get anything else this month or for Christmas, I'll just throw that in at the beginning of my January haul. I'm gonna start with the book that I got a while ago and lost and found again. This is The Twin Connection by Kaylin and Hannah Loesch. This is an autobiographical novel about these two twins, and it just kind of addresses their life and questions they get a lot being twins. And I read this and reviewed it, so I'll probably link something in the description that you can check out about that. I thought it was really cute. The next book I also got at the very end of October. We were at book club, which we meet in Barnes & Noble. So I saw this and immediately grabbed it and had to have it, and that is Wait For You by Jennifer L. Armentrout. They're signed. First edition. Right there. I could not tell you whatsoever what this is about. I see the word college, so new adult. I really want to try it. I want to get into more new adult. Jennifer L. Armentrout is usually hit or miss with me, and I've read a couple of her new adult things before, and it was just kind of, and I want to try out all of her things eventually. This is just a step in that direction. I purchased this book at the beginning of November. It was one of my top, I think like number 2 most anticipated release of 2014, and that was The Retribution of Mara Dyer. I was not a huge fan of the ending of this. If you don't know what Mara Dyer is about, it's about a girl who's the only survivor of a building collapse and she's suffering with PTSD. Things happen, chaos arises. Loved this trilogy, just not necessarily the ending. Then my friend and I traded some books. I was talking about how much I wanted this one book, but it was like $30 and I didn't want to spend that, and she mentioned she had it, she didn't like it, and she's wanting to get rid of it, so we did a little trade-off, and I got 2 adult hardback books for free. Swiggity swag. The first book, which is the book we'd been talking about, is The Goldfinch by Donna Tartt. I read the first chapter of this on Amazon and just fell in love with the writing. This is a very heavy book, like, wow. I don't know what this is about. So that's probably bad. There's a kid walking outside in the rain. What the hecky? He's holding a basketball. It's raining. You might want to not play basketball right now. Okay, whatever. Live your life. Can we complain to the publisher, because this is a perfect opportunity for a touchy-feely cover and it's completely flat. I am disappointed. How cool would it have been if this bird was like on this cover and it was like, oh, that's nice. It was just like a bird and then it had an actual whole. Sign me up at a publishing company. I will do this all day, every day. Next book I just got on a whim because I've heard about it and she wanted to get rid of it, and that's Life After Life by Kate Atkinson. Shout out to having the same last name. This is apparently about a girl who wakes up every day and something is new. I'm not sure if that makes any sense. Again, I just got this because she wanted to give it away, and she was reading it during class and I saw it had a lot of German dialogue and I'm in German, so I was like, what's that? So that just kind of intrigued me. I don't know when I'll get around to this, but it was free, so I did the thing. Gotta go close this door! Pretend I'm not wearing PJs. The next book, Entangled Teen, offered to send to me, and that is The Book of Ivy by Amy Engel. This is about a girl named Ivy, and it's a very complex dystopian world, but the gist of it is that there's arranged marriages, and she has been assigned to kill the boy, the prince, that she is arranged with. I do have a review of this. I will link it down below. I thought it was okay, but I adore this cover. Oh my goodness, look, and we have Knife Spine, and then we have Beautiful Sunset. Shout out to Entangled Teen doing their covers on point. The next 2 books were sent to me. These are from an independent publishing house in the UK called Austen Macaulay, I believe it's called. They asked me if I wanted to go through their website and pick out a book or 2, and I accepted because it's from the UK and I rarely read UK authors, so I thought that would just be a really neat thing to do. So I got 2 books, one of them's poetry, one of them's a novel. The novel is Tiger Trail by April Flower. I got this because it takes place in India, and that's something I've never read before, and I thought that would just be really, really cool. And the poetry book is called Versatility by Joanne Hunt. And I'm just a sucker for poetry. It doesn't matter who writes it. I love it because it's short. It usually packs a punch, and I'm all about that. So I definitely am going to try this out soon. Ooh, I should have read this for Cramathon. That would have been so great. The next book is in German, and I got this book from Brianna, I'm sorry, from Gush Books. She offered to send this to me, and I was like, German? Duh. And this is, I'm pretty sure you can guess what it is because of the cover and the author on there. It's basically the same as the US cover, but it's Herzklopfen auf Französisch. This is so hard. Französisch? Französisch. France. This is Anna and the French Kiss in German. It's very chunky and it's very small and I love it. It's so cute. I read the first page of this and it was actually really easy to understand, so I'm excited to read this. I haven't read Anna and the French Kiss in so long. I started rereading it in the summer, never got through it. Maybe I'll reread it in German. We shall find out. I got an ebook this month, and that was Find Me, I'm Yours by, okay, or turn the page, by Hilary Carlop. This is a book I reviewed, so again, leaving that down below. I read this book on my phone, but I'm filming with my phone, so I can't show you, and it's about a girl who's an artist in LA, and she finds a video in a video camera she buys, and it's a guy saying, "Hello, I'm looking for a girlfriend, follow these clues and we'll meet up and have a good time." The book follows her going through that journey. However, it's told through a lot of media, so there are pictures embedded into the book, and there's video links, and there's phone numbers to call, and it's so cool the way it's written. I have a video review, like I said, so definitely check that out to see more of it. Earlier in October, I helped a couple of girls at a agency kind of promote a contest for a book that I read in the summer, and thanks, they sent me a couple of books, which I'm really thankful for, so if you girls are watching this, thank you so much. The first one is a book called Rush by Eve Silver. This is sci-fi, I believe, kind of like a video game. I had this in an ARC version, so I'm happy to own this in hardback. I don't know when I'll get around to it, but again, I've never read anything like this video game type. And then the second book they sent me is Fan Art by Sarah Tregay. I've always been really intrigued with this book because anything that's like fangirl, fan art, I'm all over it. This book's about an artist who falls in love with his best friend. I believe it's a gay romance. I could be wrong, but that's kind of what I gathered from the synopsis. So I definitely want to give it a try, and I think there's comics or drawings or something. Yeah, there's comics in here, so I think that's gonna be really, really cool. And I'm so happy that I got this because I've been eyeing it for a while. I told myself I wouldn't buy anything on Black Friday, but then Amazon was like, 30% off, you loser, come get it. So I did, and I ended up getting All the Light We Cannot See by Anthony Doerr. I've heard just a ton of hype around this. This is a historical fiction about a blind or deaf girl in Nazi something, perhaps. I don't read very much historical fiction. I think the last historical fiction I read was The Infernal Devices. So I'm excited to read this. Okay, this is a really fragile book. This is something I got from my local library bookstore, and I was stacking books one day, volunteering, and saw this and was like, ah. This is a 1954 edition of Anthem by Ayn Rand, which is possibly my favorite classic of all time, or if it isn't, it's the favorite one I've read for school. This is so brittle. The dust jacket is just so ripped. It just kills me because in the inside it says $3. $3 for a hardback. I'll probably never read out of this version. This probably won't go on my classics shelf. It'll go somewhere safe and special, but I cannot believe I found this. It's just so old and the pages are yellowed. So in the beginning of December, I went on a field trip with my German class. We went to the Holocaust Museum in Dallas. They had a souvenir shop at the Dallas Holocaust Museum, so I kind of utilized that and bought Maus by Art Spiegel. The German in me right now. Maus by Art Spiegelman. And this is a graphic novel that kind of just goes along with Nazism Germany. And of course everyone was like, wow, Whitney bought a book, everyone. So it was like I was the nerd at the field trip, like, look what I have. Yeah, moving onward. I received a extremely unexpected early Christmas present from someone. My dad and I were confused for a solid 10 minutes because we couldn't figure out who it was from or if it was from my family or what the deal was. The first book is Codename Verity by Elizabeth, I want to say Vine because that's how you say it in German, but Wine. Again, another Nazism Germany book. I guess I'm kind of feeling that whole 1940s. I have heard such great things about this. It's been on my wish list for quite some time now, and I think it's gonna be great. And I'm really excited I own it, so thank you. They also got me The Iron Trial by Holly Black and Cassandra Clare, a book that had just gotten so much hype after people got it at BEA, I believe. It's like the new Harry Potter, which I don't really believe, but that's kind of how people are comparing it. And I'm super excited to read it. It just looks so completely awesome, and it's pretty short, shorter than I thought it would be. And anything Cassandra Clare, I'm down for it. So yeah, thank you so much. I think your name is Lace? I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm very sorry, but thank you. I know I'll probably get a couple commenters about my Amazon wishlist being up, but this was someone's choice to do. I did not persuade anyone to do this. Imagine you're walking through the YA section of a bookstore and you look over and you see this. Do you buy it or do you buy it? I bought it. Hold on. Wait. It's so good. It's so good! Oh my god. So I got a signed copy of the Bane Chronicles left over from Black Friday, and very excited. I'm definitely interested because Magnus is bae, but I don't know where it will fit. I feel like it'd be so awkward to read it by itself. An author on Twitter contacted me, a fellow Texan, might I say, and she was telling me about how she has this book published and she wanted to know if I wanted it. So went and looked up the book, saw it sounded really, really neat, and I accepted. So that book is The Waiting Room by Alicia Kay. This is about a person that dies and they're in a waiting room to go to heaven. It sounds just so completely different than anything I've read before. Sort of like Mitch Albom would write, like the 5 things to something about, what's that book called? I have no clue, but again, it just reminded me of that. I love Mitch Albom. It sounds very kind of thought-provoking, so I thought I would give this a try. It's pretty short, so hopefully I will enjoy this. Then I requested this advanced copy from HarperCollins, and this book is My Heart and Other Black Holes. I was just really kind of giggling at that title, and I love this cover. This is about a girl who is planning her suicide, and just a bunch of drama about that. Possibly someone tries to talk her out of it, or she meets someone that kind of changes her mind. Possibly, maybe not. It just really intrigued me. Well, this seems just very dark and grueling, and this comes out in February. I will be sure to read and review it before then. And the last book in this haul, this is a book I got at the library bookstore again when I was volunteering. I was just shelving and was like, I choose you, Pikachu, and that is, oh, my family's home. Hi, okay, finish this video really fast while I'm still home alone. That book is Into the Wild by John Kakur. But I'm just gonna read you this thing right here because it pretty much gives you all that you need to know. In April 1992, a young man from a well-to-do family hitchhiked to Alaska and walked alone into the wilderness north of Mount McKinley. His name was Christopher Johnson McCandless. He had given $25,000 in savings to charity, abandoned his car and most of his possessions, burned all the cash in his wallet, and invented a new life for himself. 4 months later, his decomposed body was found by a moose hunter. A lot of people I know had to read this in my school. I'm not sure what class that was, but it just sounded so neat. So yeah, Into the Wild. Am I the only one that makes, like, this title of this book? I'm like, Into the Wild! That one commercial that's like, somebody left the gate open. Somebody left the gate open. Into the Wild by LP, go look it up. That concludes my pre-Christmas / end of year haul. My next book haul will be next year. So, thank you everyone for watching. By the way, people ask like every time, it's not bullets on my shirts, it's like Amsterdam-y type houses. I'm a child!